Picture this, a financial system where transactions are settled in seconds. Cross-border payments are seamless, and the costs, practically nothing. Sounds too good to be true, right? Maybe not. Reports from Fox Business News have stirred up speculation by spotlighting a claim that Bank of America is using XRP for 100% of its internal transactions. If this is true, this could mark a seismic shift in how the world's financial system operates. But why should you care? Because this revolution could reshape the future of money, and the ripple effects, no pun intended, might touch everything from your bank account to global trade. This is something worth talking about. Right, so I want to take a quick minute, share some thoughts in reference to an interesting article that I just came across that I thought was worth sharing my 2 cents on. And it has a lot to do with XRP and Ripple in the banking sector and some things that might be going on behind the scenes that we might just be hearing about for the first time. But first, I want to remind you to take a minute, hit that thumbs up button to show your support for the channel. And as always, if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as the bell notification so you'll be notified when videos are put out. And then if you find any value here, as always, take it, share it so other people can get an alternative perspective as to what's going on in the financial realm. But in this video here, I want to touch on 3 primary things from this article I'm going to share with you in a minute. It's simply 3 key points I took away from it, which is the role of XRP in the Bank of America operations, perhaps, its potential to transform financial transactions altogether, and its place in a broader regulatory innovation landscape. And so the article I'm talking about is right here on the screen. It says Bank of America doing 100% of internal transactions on XRP with 83 patents. Sound Planning CEO on Fox Business mentions this. And so it's a pretty short article for the most part, but I'll go through it in greater detail so you get an idea as to what's really going on here. But simply, that the claim that Bank of America is conducting 100% of its internal transactions using XRP remains unverified officially, but it's gaining a lot of traction. As you can see here, David Struzeski, CEO of Sound Planning Group, not only made his bold statement, but also highlighted that Bank of America has filed 83 patents linked to Ripple's blockchain technology. But here's where it gets real intriguing. So Bank of America isn't new to Ripple. The bank has been a part of RippleNet's governance committee, working alongside industry giants like Santander and Standard Chartered to standardize cross-border payments. So while Bank of America's 2017 patent on a Ripple settlement system referenced digital ledger technology, it stopped short of explicitly endorsing Ripple as the engine behind its system. And on the screen here is the actual patent I'm referring to. So I'll zoom in here. It says here, real-time net settlement by distributed ledger technology. And then it goes on to show you some of the architecture of the actual blockchain itself. And then it goes over to share some of the key dates and times from the moment it was filed to the actual time it was approved. And then after hitting Control F to actually search within the documentation looking for the word Ripple, it came up twice. And the first one was at the very top, and it says, Figure 6 is a diagram illustrated a pre-funded Ripple settlement scheme according to embodiments of a present invention. So what exactly does that mean? Not quite sure. Whether present invention means Ripple blockchain is already running or what, who knows? And then the second reference is closest to the bottom, and then it references Figure 6 of the diagram that I just mentioned, and then mentions about referring to now Figure 7. A diagram illustrates a just-in-time or real-time net settlement based on distributed ledger technology. So based upon the just-in-time and the real-time net settlement, whatever blockchain they're talking about obviously must be extremely fast and very robust to be able to handle that type of transactions in such a short time frame. Ultimately, with all this type of information that's being shared, it's like the globally systemic important banks think they're going to get involved or taking over the systems that the cyberpunk community might have created. But then again, a good example to compare it to is think about buying the newest electric car. You might admire the tech, but does it mean you're using their proprietary battery technology exclusively? So the connection is strong, but the specifics are real murky right now. And then the second main point we're touching on is the fact that can XRP actually transform the financial system? Only time will tell. But Struzeski didn't mince words when he described XRP as a future track that everything runs on. This vision is rooted in Ripple's ability to facilitate near instantaneous transactions at a fraction of the traditional cost. So to give a perspective, consider how outdated the current systems are. So cross-border payments via the SWIFT often takes days and costs up to 7% of the actual transaction's value. So XRP, on the other hand, settles in 3 to 5 seconds with fees that are literally under a penny. So imagine if we still relied on the dial-up internet in 2025. That's exactly what the XRP aims to fix in the banking system. So replacing the clunky and high-cost systems with sleek and efficient ones. So Bank of America's supposed embrace of XRP could signal that the financial sector and the banking elite are finally catching on, if not having concocted this plan from the very beginning. The last point really worth bringing home is the fact that the regulatory challenges and Ripple's innovations go hand in hand. So XRP's adoption isn't without hurdles. So Ripple has faced a prolonged legal battle which claims that XRP is a security. Yet despite this, Ripple launched a stablecoin just a few weeks ago that I talked about in a few videos ago, but it appears to be a strategic move to diversify its offerings and appeal to the conservative market players as well as governments. So think of this like a storm-resistant house built in a hurricane-prone area. Other crypto firms crumble under regulatory scrutiny. Ripple is fortifying itself with new products to weather the storm. So the SEC's scrutiny hasn't stopped major institutions like Santander and Standard Chartered from leveraging RippleNet for cross-border payment. Here's an original announcement that came out in 2020 where it says, Banco Santander taps RippleNet to speed up cross-border payments. the major banks to defend its market share from high-flying startups such as TransferWire and TransferGo. And then here's another article from Charter that says, we've executed our first real-time cross-border payment for business. And as you can see, this article came out in 2016. And so clearly the big banks already had big plans on using Ripple as a part of its infrastructure and help building out this new digital revolution that we're ultimately being steered into. So ultimately, if the dust settles in Ripple's favor, XRP could emerge as a major player in the world's increasingly leaning toward tokenized assets. So what does all this mean? If XRP is really the backbone of Bank of America's internal operations, the evidence is tantalizing, but also inconclusive at its current moment. But what's undeniable, though, is that Ripple's tech is reshaping conversations about the future of banking. So whether XRP becomes an internet of value or remains just another crypto footnote depends on how these claims, as well as innovations and the regulatory battles, play out. Once again, just taking a minute to share with you some very interesting things that I thought was bringing to your attention. As of now, all this information sounds good, but it's too soon to tell if it's actually valid or not. But then again, we haven't arrived at this point where everything is heading digital by accident. So it wouldn't surprise me one bit that Ripple and XRP will definitely be using a lot of things to do with stablecoins as well as CBDCs at some point in the future. So once again, this is the future that they planned all along, and this is what's unfolding right now before our very eyes. But as always, curious to hear what you guys think. If you found value, hit that thumbs up button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on all this. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.